Sony Patriot wants to know if you can set your hometown to Australia. Unfortunately, Australia's been left out of the list once again when it comes to entering a hometown for your creator fighter. Earlier in the year, we asked two of the developers from THQ if they'd be keen on including Australian towns in the list, and they agreed. So hopefully we'll be seeing Bris Vegas and Adelaide in upcoming games. Next up we have Aussie Rocks, who wrote in and asks if the freak power of Brock Lesnar has been toned down. The man who commentators say has lunchbox-sized hands has indeed been toned down, but the same can be said for all fighters. Basically, THQ have broken the stats down into different categories like strength and cardio instead of having an overall rating. Also gone are the days of your fighter having equally powerful left and right punches or kicks. Just like in real life, your fighter will have a dominant side. In regards to Brock Lesnar, last year his overall score was 88, but if you look at his average this year by tallying them all up, it's only in the high 70s, which interestingly is on par with Frank Mir and Shane Carwin. Hot Fire bravely asks if there's a possibility of a dream match mode where you can pitch fighters against each other from different weight divisions, for example GSP versus Shogun. Well, we admire you for asking this, Hot Fire, but we've got some bad news. Sadly, no there's not. While we'd all love to see George St. Pierre versus Shogun Rua, or Brock Lesnar smash the daylights out of Dan Hardy, it won't be happening in this game, or any future games for that matter. At the end of the day, the UFC introduced weight divisions into its ranks, so that the sport could become legalized in most US states, as well as shed the human cockfighting image that the sport has earned itself. Given that the UFC has gone to great efforts to legitimize its sport, it's pretty unlikely that they'd sign off in such a feature for the video game. Plus, it would be fairly one-sided if you made a lightweight go up against a light heavyweight or a heavyweight fighter. Ozpride brought up a good point when he asks, have they tweaked the flash knockouts? In other words, have they taken out the annoying amount of cheap and easy knockouts in the game? We've played quite a few matches now, and while there seems to be less big KOs, they're still in the game. Keep in mind that flash knockouts are a part of the sport and do happen, so of course they're going to have them in the game. In saying that though, we have noticed that the referees are a lot more willing to jump in and stop fights early, which is something that rarely happened in the last game. While that means that you may not get as many glory knockouts as often, it definitely makes the game more realistic. Finally, we've got Mystic Knight, who wants to know if anyone in the studio actually likes this more than Super Street Fighter 4. Well, good question, because Super Street Fighter 4 is a crowd favourite around the office. Personally, I prefer UFC to Streeties, but I know that both Randolph and Dan are longtime fans of Capcom's famous fighting series. While both games fall into the fighting genre, they're very different, and at the end of the day, there's no real reason they can't coexist.